Hey guys, sorry we're late.
You know how it goes.
I'm late. I had another event run long before this, so it took us a couple minutes to set up, but we're here now, and I'm super excited to be talking to all of you, especially with my boo right here. He's gonna ask me all the hard-hitting questions that he already knows the answers to, but you might not, and I think it's gonna be great. So I signed a bunch of books, and I'm going to put the link here and pin it so that you guys can order a signed copy if you wish. So I'm just gonna put that in right now. Hopefully the link works. Let's see. See, my best friend had me get these long nails, and and it's so hard to type and to chop and to do all the things, but they glow in the dark, so everything's good. It's all gravy.
Never understood why that was a selling point, though.
The glow in the dark? What do you mean you don't understand why that's a selling point for my nails?
Hey, you know what the best thing about my nails are?
They glow in the dark.
Who's
What?
see that?
Wait, what'd you say?
Nothing.
Okay, hopefully this link works. Again, took me a minute to type this out, so it better work. Let's go. Let's see. I hope I spelled this right. Okay, let's see. Oh, I could have copy and pasted it. You're right. Did I pin it? Does it work? Does it work? You guys, tell me if the link works. But also don't leave the live.
That part. I want you to be the feature in your book and this here sign. So
Here, you want me to?
It's not framed up right now.
Yeah, if he's off a little bit, it's because he really loves me and he wants this to be my moment. It's fine. It's my Instagram already.
So.
Wait, look at me. Say cheese. You have something right here.
Oh, that's okay. You know. We'll
Teamwork makes the dream work. Okay, so let's
Without
talk about
further
the
ado.
book first. So
Go
a
ahead.
bunch of you have pre-ordered your signed copies of the full plate. I've been signing them for the past 2 weeks like a crazy person. So thank you so much for ordering. I know the ones from 2 days ago sold out. So this is really the only way left to get a signed copy is to use the link that we pinned.
It's not working.
It's not working? Okay, we're gonna repin the link. Do you wanna put it in for me?
I do, but you should start talking about why this book is here and live and on
Absolutely.
shelves, and just give them a little background on.
Yes, but I wanna pin
what
the
was
link
the,
too.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
You're just gonna entertain the people with
All right,
why the full plate, why
Why
now?
the full
why
plate?
the theme, why the concept.
so,
give them the sneak peek.
okay,
Let's
so
go.
I think the best way to explain the full plate is the fact that I was about 10 minutes late coming onto this live, and life is busy and chaotic and things happen, and it's 2020 and there's just a whole lot going on. But I still want to get that meal on the table for my family at the end of the day. I think it's important. It's an important moment in people's lives and families' lives. It's an important moment that mealtime, that dinner time is so important for togetherness and for learning about each other, for connecting with your children. And so it's not something that I wanted to give up no matter how busy I get. And so this book is a representation of that. It's filled with quick, easy recipes that don't lack flavor. That was the major key. I didn't want anything to lack that umami, that deliciousness. And so recipes are 15, 20, 30 minutes, but nothing's over an hour. And it's not something I wanted to compromise. So this is for people who are busy, they have a lot to do, but they still want to get that meal on the table. They still want to build those memories around food, and they don't want to sacrifice flavor and deliciousness. So that's how the full plate came about. Honestly, if nobody buys it, I'm happy I have it because I use this almost every day and I reference it. Even though I wrote all the recipes, I still reference it because I have mom brain and that's just how life goes. But it's packed full of dinner recipes. There's 100 recipes in here, you guys.
Yeah, there are.
I think what's exciting about it is that it starts out with bites and booze. Bites and booze. So it starts out with small, like noshy little snacks, and of course cocktails, because I feel like, you know, it's always nice to have a little cocktail, especially when you're cooking, when you're entertaining, enjoying yourself. And so we start out with that. I have classics in there, but I also have some amazing modern cocktails that I concocted and came up with. One of my favorites is the Jamaican Mama. It's my take on a rum punch, and it's delicious. You make it in bulk and serve it, and people love it, and it goes with everything. My spicy Serrano margarita. I love a good spicy marg, but this one's different in the fact that I boil the Serrano in the simple syrup and then blend it all together. So you have these delicious bits of spicy pepper throughout the margarita, but it's not too spicy. It's not overpowering. He's over here really
I'm working
trying to
this
pin
out.
this. Thank you so much.
Can you answer this question for me?
Yeah, I'll answer a question. Oh, we're answering questions already?
Yes.
Okay.
What is your favorite family meal that's also kid-friendly in your cookbook?
Just so you guys know which questions I'm answering, because you're not going to see them here on the live. We're going to get to answering some questions from the live here, but people submitted their questions that have already pre-ordered the books prior to this, and so we're going to get through those questions. So who asked that question?
Who asked that question? Danielle from Livermore, California.
Danielle from Livermore, California. Sounds like Wheel of Fortune.
It does. Come on down.
What was the question again?
Family friendly, but also kid friendly meal.
Oh, family friendly.
I guess that's the same thing, but you know what I mean.
Family friendly, kid friendly. So I love the pasta chapter for that. I think pasta's always a hit, especially with kids. It's a great way to sneak in vegetables and color into food. And one of my favorite ways, oh my gosh, it's sticking together because I've used it so much. One of my favorite ways to sneak that in is with the Rasta pasta in the cookbook. Guys, look at that. That is the Rasta pasta. It's so good. It's something my Auntie Donna, my best friend Train's mom, makes all the time. And I wanted to create my version of that in honor of her. And you sneak a ton of onion and bell pepper. There's curry powder, so you're having like all of these flavor bombs, but the kids still love it because it's a pasta dish. I get them to help me chop up the peppers, and ultimately that makes them want to try it because they feel like they've made the dish themselves. So I love that. All the pasta in here is pretty delicious. Roasted red pepper pasta, crab bucatini. I feel like you guys have seen me make that so much on here. That's one of my favorites as well.
As you can probably tell, she knows her stuff.
I do.
She's very passionate about the book.
There's no gimmicks here.
No, not even that. It's not even that. I could literally got on here and asked one question and then just left and then came back 30 minutes later and she'd still be answering that question because she's gonna hit on everything. I'm saying that to y'all because it's pretty awesome that you know that she put her as they say, put your foot in it.
Yeah, I do.
But I'm saying that to you because we got a lot of questions from a lot of fans, so I want to make sure you get to as many as you can.
Let's answer some questions,
you know,
babe.
I want you to be able to give them all the information,
all right.
tidbits, very specific. So Lynette from Santa Rosa said, "Is there a dish that you love to cook that your family isn't the biggest fan of?" That is a great question.
Yes, there is a dish that I love to cook that my family isn't the biggest fan of. I wouldn't say fan of. That's a tough one because they generally like everything that I make. But I guess if I had to hit on one thing, the other night I made my pineapple fried rice on live, and I'm sure you guys have seen he like doesn't like hot pineapple on food, especially pizza. But I feel like he didn't quite process that there was pineapple in the pineapple fried rice, and he was eating it and came back for more. And so I feel like he just doesn't realize that he likes pineapple in his
a good chef
meals.
Can make anybody like anything, right?
That is so true because Chef Mina snuck foie gras into like a whipped thing, and I ate it, and I was like, I don't like foie gras. And then he served me something, and he was like, so you said you don't like foie, huh? Well, that was foie, and I liked it.
All right, it's Karen from Great Neck, New York. Have you ever been to Great Neck, New York?
I've never been to Great Neck, New York. Shout out to Great Neck, New York.
What or who gave you the passion to cook?
Ooh, what or who gave me the passion to cook? I would say the passion stemmed from my childhood of me literally binge watching Julia Childs and Emerald and Rachel Ray. I was the girl who like didn't watch the cartoons on a Saturday morning. I was watching Food Network or PBS and watching all of the food programming, and so my passion stemmed from there. And then besides that, when I got a little bit older, my teen years, I just realized how much it brought people together and how I could say I was cooking something and people would show up. And it was a relationship builder for me. I remember, I think, the day you asked me, if you hear crying, it's our son. But my mom's here, don't worry, he's not by himself. I remember the day we made it official, I made you some chicken. And so I feel like, it's just a great relationship builder. It works, you guys, it works.
This is an either or question, I guess.
Okay.
Maybe elaborate a little bit. Chelsea from Saratoga, California says,
Saratoga, California.
which book,
Big difference.
Seasoned Life or The Full Plate, took longer to perfect?
Ooh, definitely this guy took longer. Because with the first cookbook, The Seasoned Life, and I wish I had a copy so I could hold them up, but I didn't bring one with me. We're not home. With my first book, The Seasoned Life, those are recipes that I've been making since I was a kid, that my mom made, my grandma, like they were just in our life all the time. And with this book, this came with a little bit more ideation and creativity for me, and so it just took a little bit longer.
Martina from College Park, Maryland. I don't know why I said it like
College Park. Because I know exactly why you said it like that, because you're going to go College Park, Mama's Box.
How do you grocery shop? Ew.
Oh.
That's a good question.
See, this is such a sign of the times question, because I used to actually physically go to the grocery store and get my groceries, and I would look at what was fresh and looked delicious and then build the menu and the weeks worth of groceries around that. But now, I'm not even gonna lie, I'm Instacarting groceries a lot. Just because it's the safer thing to do, in my opinion. And so I'm an avid Instacarter.
That's great. I think
honesty is key.
That's right. You should. You gotta make sure you be efficient with your time.
Oh,
right?
I feel like we should tell you what we're sipping on. We are sipping on a classic margarita. That's not so classic because any of my Jamaicans out there, I put some Ribena in it. So, yeah, it's a margarita with some Ribena.
Is that in the book?
No, it's not. The classic margarita is, and I love the classic margarita in the book as a base, and it's a great base because it's classic. And you can layer in your flavors. So if you want to add a little mango juice, you can like make a little mango margarita. If you want to add in the Ribena, you can add in Ribena. If you want to put a little Cointreau or a little bit of Chambord, like you can spruce it up. But it's the perfect base.
I ain't gonna lie, I did not understand the last 4 words you just said. What?
It was like orange liqueur, blackberry liqueur, elderflower liqueur.
That's bad. What music do you like to listen to while you cook? And that is from Jason in El Monte,
Jason in El Monte, California. I love to listen to a little bit of everything. We actually, the magazine team and I, Sweet July, we actually have these amazing Spotify playlists, and so I gravitate towards those Spotify playlists. There's like a chill playlist, there's a sunny days playlist, there's a chili and chill from when we did our chili cook-off. There's an Ayesha playlist that's spelled I-E-S-H-A, and it's all throwbacks. So I gravitate towards those. But I'm really into like popcorn, because I just love to like bust a wine while I'm cooking. I do.
I see no lies.
You see no lies, I know. I love it, so.
What's your favorite recipe for date night? And I guess you should answer this as if somebody was
flipping through the book,
but they were having their own date night, and they wanted to impress said significant other. Where are you pointing them to?
I'm gonna give 2 options just because I know people have different palates. And so for me, I would gravitate towards this lamb loin. It's a cherry glazed lamb loin, so very elevated. I feel like date nights need to be sexy, and this is a sexy dish. And I serve it with wasabi mashed potatoes. Major key, also in the book. And then if you're not feeling that, I feel like a little at-home Chinese style takeout, but made by you, is a good way to go. So I have the black pepper steak in here. And this is great because it comes together in 15 minutes. And you'll almost always have leftovers. So I love that. A little steak and mushroom or a little lamb.
Tina from Union City. What's the hardest dish that you've ever made?
Tina from Union City. The hardest dish I've ever made, I would say it's rack of lamb. And it's not the process of making it, it's the process of butchering it after. And yes, so making sure that I cut it the right way along the bone, like that stuff drives me nuts. It drives me insane. That's why I love like making ribs at International Smoke so much, because they fall off the bone and you don't really have to worry about that too much. So yeah, rack of lamb.
Oh, good question. Because I always want to know this, even though I don't use it ever.
You want to know something about me
I
that you
know
don't
something
know?
I know a lot about you. It's not about you. It's about your cast iron.
Oh, okay.
Skillet.
Okay.
Perrin from Houston, Texas says, do you take any special steps to clean your cast iron?
Karen from Houston?
No, Perrin.
Perrin! Oh, I like that.
Yeah, Perrin.
Oh, that's a cool name. Perrin from Houston, Texas. Hello, Houston. Hello, Perrin. Is asking about my cast iron skillet and what's the proper care for it. So I really don't recommend after you cook. One, they're pre-seasoned, so you don't have to season the skillets. 2, when you first get them. 2, after you cook in them, do not use a scouring pad or anything like that, because that's just gonna start to wear away at the quality of the skillet. I would recommend, if stuff is really stuck on there, which it shouldn't be because it's pretty non-stick, soaking it with some warm water and lemon juice. But it really should clean right out with a sponge, like your regular dish sponge. And then after you hand wash it and dry it, I recommend putting a little bit of olive oil or oil of your choice in the skillet with a napkin, and I pop it into the oven, with the oven off obviously, so that the next time I'm preheating my oven, it kind of seals in everything. And then I open the oven, I'm like, oh shoot, my cast iron skillet's in there, and I grab my pot holder, I take it out, and it's ready to go for the next time. But you don't really have to, with mine, you don't really have to do that. There's not much you need to do. I mean, I've had the same one since they came into production, and it's still great. That's the good thing about cast iron, is it just gets better with time.
Interesting question in terms of, I didn't think about this perspective, but you can have a versatile cookbook with a lot of different recipes and kind of approaches to it. But Jenna from Phoenix, Arizona says, what is your advice for people that love cooking good food but cannot afford the best ingredients?
So that's another reason why I love this cookbook, is it's all about making substitutions and really using what you have on hand. So for me in particular, like fresh herbs, I know can sometimes be hard to come by. And if you don't have them, use the dried herbs. When a recipe calls for fresh corn, if you can't get fresh corn, like use the canned corn and just strain it, cook it a little bit less. You know, if a recipe is calling for sea bass and you can only get your hands on tilapia, like use the tilapia. And I think we talked about this the other day when we did the lobster rolls, the Caribbean lobster rolls. I said you can sub shrimp, like the little bay shrimp that you can get in the freezer section if that's what you can get your hands on, or you know, the crab meat that comes in the refrigerated section. It really is a versatile cookbook, and I intended for it to be that way.
Absolutely. Something for everybody.
Some for everybody.
2 more from this list, and we'll get into some
did you hear my neck crack?
I did. That's when my face went all scrunched up. Chef to chef. Oh, this is from not from me. From Runak from Fremont, California.
Oh, wow.
I'm pronouncing
Cool.
that right.
Una.
Chef to chef, cooking with no borders. Which area in the world influences your cuisine the most?
Oh, well, that's an easy one. So if you didn't hear, the question was cooking with no borders. Which cuisine influences your cooking the most? So it's 100% Jamaica, and I feel like you guys probably know that. So if I couldn't, I guess I would take that out of the equation, right?
Well,
So,
it's
like,
in
if
your
I
blood,
couldn't-
so
it's
let's
in
go.
my
Let's
blood.
go with something that's not in your blood.
It's in my blood.
Although you are a melting pot, but let's still.
I guess I would have to say Indian food.
That's just because our name.
No, it's not because of our name. I do use a lot of curry. I use a lot of cardamom. I use a lot of clove. I use a lot of cumin. So those are spices that you are so, I cannot stand you, honestly. Like, because it's like, what in the world? No. I use a lot of those vibrant spices, saffron. Like, I just think that they're so special and unique and exquisite, and I love to like incorporate them into a dish when I can. So if I had to pick a place outside of myself, that is where I would say I lean on the most. Not to mention, I love a good Bollywood movie. Love a good Bollywood movie.
All right, last one.
Kabi Kushi Kabi Gam. What?
Is where did it go? What's up, Ken? I hear you back,
Cannon.
bro. All right, this is from Talia in Belmont, California.
We should tell them why he's crying. So my mom's in there so he doesn't run on camera because his braids is looking wild right now. I've got to redo his hair. But he wants to grab the bubble wrap and he wants to sit there and pop the bubbles on the bubble wrap. So that's what he's crying for.
Man, well, he knows what he wants, you know?
Oh, parents.
If you had to, Talia from Belmont said if you had to pick one dish to cook and eat for the rest of your year, and I'm going to extend that to the rest of your life, what would it be? Question mark.
Yeah. If I had to cook one dish to eat for the rest of my life, it would be.
You heard the question.
Can it be a pear?
Give it to her.
Hey!
Let's go.
He said I repeat questions when I'm thinking about the answer. What is wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that.
Just give it to him.
Can it be a pear though? Like, because it's like this dish it can't go without the other thing.
You can answer it however you
Okay, it would be oxtail, rice and peas, and plantain fried on the side, the sweet ones. Okay, that's what I would eat, and the oxtail would have to have some dumpling in it. That's a hearty meal, and I think I could survive off of that for the rest of my life for sure.
Love it. All right, quick rapid fire questions.
Rapid fire.
Let's have some fun. I got mine.
Let's have some fun.
All right, you ready?
Okay.
Favorite dish to braise low and slow?
Oxtail.
3 ingredients you'd absolutely cannot live without.
Garlic, onions, and brown sugar.
Off the top of the dome. All
Yeah.
right.
I didn't repeat the question.
Okay, for someone who is brand new in the kitchen, maybe just graduated from college, someone who's moved into their first place, fill in the blank. What are the kitchen essentials every new cook should have?
I would say a cast iron skillet, a stock pot, a Dutch oven, a fish spatula, and a chef's knife.
And some extra storage space for that. I know you have a secret obsession for the British royal family.
I do. Who is this question from? Oh, it's from you. I was like, how do they know that?
You get to cook one dish from the full plate for the queen. What's the dish?
Legit, I'm making the queen some Chinese 5-spice fried chicken with the honey drizzle. Don't laugh at me. Yes.
I know for you, music and food go hand in hand. What's the artist / song that comes to mind for you when you think about the vibe of this book? That is a really good question.
Oh gosh, that's a great question.
It's gonna be hard for her because she doesn't ever remember the name of songs. But if it
Can I just pick Twist and Turn because that's my jam right now?
That's beautiful.
Because I feel like the cookbook just wants to dance and tease me.
That's it. All right, 2 more for the people.
Okay.
Actually, 3 more. Let's say you go on Iron Chef America to compete in Ultimate Culinary Throwdown.
That'd be fun.
You can have 4 chefs join your team, either still with us or not. Who do you pick?
Chef Michael Mina.
Facts.
Rachel Ray. I would pick Chef Dominique Crenn. I would pick, you said 5? 4? I would pick Thomas Keller. And I would pick Kwame, Chef Kwame. Yes! Woo! We win.
That's
We're winning. We're winning.
Star-studded event. If you could live anywhere in the world for a month and do nothing but learn how to cook the food of that region, where would that be?
Say it again.
If you could live anywhere for a month and do nothing but learn how to cook with the flair and the flavors and the culture of that region, where would that be?
Thailand.
Love that answer.
Yeah, Thailand.
All right, here we go. Last one. Full open,
Canon chat.
honest, open transparency here. You open up on you open up your your IG, and you see you were tagged in someone's video cooking a dish from the full plate. In an ultimate dream sequence scenario,
An ultimate dream sequence.
who would that person be?
Ooh.
Who do you want seeing cooking a recipe out of a full plate?
Oh my gosh. I have the answer.
Give it to him.
Michelle Obama.
Facts.
If I saw Michelle Obama cooking a recipe from the cookbook, I would pass out.
How many times?
Or, can I get 2 more? Or Angelina Jolie, or like Miley Cyrus.
Your twin? That's a good list. How many times would Michelle Obama, our beautiful first lady, tell people to vote while she was cooking? How many times can you say vote in 30 minutes?
However many times it takes to get y'all to go and vote.
'Cause that's what she would do. She cooked that bomb meal.
Absolutely.
She used all 30 minutes to make sure people knew what was up.
Absolutely.
And go
Vote,
do your
vote,
part.
vote, vote, vote.
It sounds corny, but you gotta keep saying it over and over and over again.
But just once.
No.
Yeah.
What do you mean just once?
Just vote once.
Oh, you. I got
Do
you.
it the right
I
way.
was confused.
Do it the right way.
Yeah. Don't say it once. I got you.
Yeah.
All leads up to that moment.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to leave the people?
No,
about
I
the
think.
full plate? 'Cause
I
this
think.
is 4 years in the making.
This is 4 years in the making, you guys, since the first book. I don't think, I put so much love into this. Thank you, baby. I just need you guys to understand, this is my baby. And I hope you guys love it, and I hope it gets messy, and you guys write all over it, and you just love it, and it becomes your go-to. I guess we can leave on the note, should I read, the intro?
Ooh.
That might
I'm
be
gonna give
cool.
you the stage.
Okay.
Watch this.
So, oh gosh.
A fireside chat.
This feels like when Jimmy Fallon does the notes and he's like, thank you.
Oh, I love it. Go.
Okay, so we will end this with me reading the intro that I wrote. So my full plate. Food truly has enormous power. It feeds both the body and the soul. It's a vessel for communication, love, and happiness, and sets the foundation for beautiful, strong relationships of all kinds. When I began writing my first cookbook, The Seasoned Life was so different. I should have added freaking in that. Life was so freaking different. I was a mom of 2 girls. I'd truly just begun my career, and I was 26 years old. I was never sleepy, never had too much to do, and always had the flexibility to cook whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted, without time constraints, unless it was game day. Mealtime to us these days definitely still looks like pouring a generous glass of wine while I cook, but the logistics are slightly different. I mean, we blinked and suddenly there were 3 children. That's 6 legs, 6 arms, 3 heads, 60 fingers and toes, by the grace of God, and 3 very different personalities who Stephen and I both love equally. I also began my journey as an entrepreneur, started my business sweet July, and opened 3 international smoke restaurant locations in 2 years. Needless to say, chaos did ensue, but it's the beautiful kind of chaos that if you replayed it in slow motion and put a string quartet behind it, could have the gravitas to coerce all people into having 3 bambinos. In the midst, we recommend it. It's a lot of fun. It is chaotic, but it's fun. In the midst of all of that, I still have this desire to nurture my family through food. That precious time together is not something I ever want to fall to the bottom of life's to-do list. But these days, I need recipes that are still full of life and flavor, but take a fraction of the time to make. I've tried to give you that throughout this cookbook. You'll notice some of the dishes take 10 minutes, while others take 30, and nothing is ever longer than an hour. Major key. I want to be able to make a delicious meal for my family with enough time to actually enjoy sitting around the dinner table together. The world was my oyster the first time around, and this time there are no pearls or horseradish to slurp it down for that matter. Just an innate need and desire to feed my family delicious, fresh food as often as I can, because we know it's not going to happen every single night. Realistically, this means focusing on dinner most days, along with a nice stiff drink for the hubs and me. I honestly don't have a ton of hacks for getting elaborate breakfast on the table in no time, so it's dinner. With our lives these days, that just doesn't happen, and I want to keep it real with you guys. But when dinner rolls around, I can drop a few gems on how to get the meal on the table quickly, while keeping it all interesting and delicious for when you do get those magical moments together. My hope is that these recipes inspire you to cook with your spouse, friends, children, and loved ones more often. The kitchen is a space for infinite possibilities and a creative outlet that doesn't require too much outsourcing. I hope that through this you create gorgeous memories and moments, and that your relationships continue to grow and grow. Cheers to a world of possibility and a kitchen packed with flavor. We all have full plates, but these recipes will make mealtime feel worthwhile. Let's get cooking. From me.
Damn!
So that is my intro to the book. I hope it sends a clear message of, what this book is about. And with that, I thank you guys so much. I thank you guys so much for always following along with me and cooking with me and encouraging me, to all my friends and family that are watching. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy your signed books if you ordered them. Yeah. All right.
Go get the book.
Thank you. Oh wow,
Go
that is
get the book.
Face.
Go get it.
Yes.
Go get it.
All right, guys. Bye. Thank you so much. Peace.
Finito.
Finito.